Hello, crew. All right, so it's pretty cool to see online the big push to optimize your body, which is great. Something we've been talking about now. It's fine that it's becoming an echo. It's just smart for you guys to know that there's somewhere that you can do that and trust them not to try to upsell you. I think that was the biggest problem I had with some of the companies, that they try to tell you so many things that are wrong with you to try to upsell a monthly protocol, which
You mean they cared about your wallet, not your health?
yeah, that's
Crazy.
they jumped on it, right? What do we got going here, my friends? What's up, Mary? Haven't heard from you in a bit.
Just waiting for the link. Do you have it?
I sent it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Walter. Walter White. He's back again. Very kind. Very kind. One of the things I saw today was a lot of the Hollywood actors. It's now, I think this is like the biggest push for them optimizing their health. And I saw a photo of, and I love Sean Connery, the old school mid-30s guy, 40s guy, compared to what they look like now. So good job to you guys, the ones that are out there doing it and taking care of their health. Good job. Go for it, Jeffrey. Throw it up there. If you like something.
Did you watch Warfare? The movie?
I have not.
Warfare.
I have not seen it. I think that was one of Bryce's that he talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good, but it's good to add to it. Warfare. I'm going to write that down. We are watching Mobland right now, which is Guy Ritchie, which is freaking awesome. Pierce Brosnan's on there. Tom Hardy. What about anybody seen Accountant 2? Because I freaking love the first one.
Would you still step on stage if you're lacking on upper chest, but you have everything else?
Yeah, you get on stage when you just get on stage. You're not you're not waiting to be Mr. Olympia to get on stage. You're getting on stage. So I get the unsured point of view on that, but no, you get on stage. I think I just saw something. Big Johnny's here with us right now. Always ready, man.
Always gotta stay ready. That's right. Be ready, stay ready.
What was I going to say?
Talking about stage.
Oh yeah, somebody just talked about stage, but then somebody posted something that was great. They talked about all the individuals that created something. Selling books and so on for Amazon and all that, but just a plethora of things that, weren't ready, broke, and made something happen. Johnny, how are you doing today, kid?
Doing great, man. Doing great. We're here. We're breathing. We're above ground. Able to do what we love. What could be better than that?
I like that. You hit the volume on this, Jeffrey. I saw the story you sent me.
Yes.
Yeah. Hollywood.
Made a nice little clip out of that, huh?
Yeah. A lot of Hollywood guys, I think, are optimizing the health now. And I love their only in the fitness industry is it looked upon as somewhat negative.
Right.
But that's because they abuse it. And it's cool to see people just talk about, I'm just optimizing my health. Right. I go back to like Frank Grillo talking about, I'm trying to live life to the best.
It's also misunderstood.
It's so misunderstood.
Those people that think
they know something. Is that kind of your point, or what's your point?
like some people might try to equate taking anabolic steroids with optimizing your health, thinking that, oh, though since this guy uses this and he's also using this, they are the same. When, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, I think it's the best thing if you have these tools and you're able to use these tools and we can monitor healthy and we know like there's not going to be major damage. I mean, I was talking to a patient that he recommended to me. He's out in Hollywood, right? He's doing a lot of stuff out there. And he sent me over, what he was going to do with us and stuff like that. He's like, does this look good? Everything looks straight. It's one of your VIPs. So I was like, I was checking with him, make sure he's good. And I'm like, yeah, this looks like a solid stack. I'm like, how are you feeling though? Right? How you looking? How's you feeling? And everything. He's like, man, everything's coming along. And of course he sent over the gif of, the super soldier, Captain America himself. So I'm like, absolutely. This is exactly how I want all our patients to feel, like super soldiers, right? With health number one as priority. And like he was telling, like, his girlfriend was like, every time I, tell her about a new therapy or something like that, she's like, oh my God, you're going to damage your health and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, I was like, you should tell her, be rest assured. One, this is coming from a medical facility. Two, these are all healthy. There's nothing in there in his stacks that would do any sort of damage whatsoever. And then three, like, thank God that you have this outlet, because if not, to get some of these rolls and to be into this shape, some people would have to go underground and start taking things that would really possibly damage their health. I mean, when we start talking about drugs like Stanozol, right? Or Anadrol, Primobolan, or any of these other things that a lot of people start taking, Masteron and all these other different things, there's other side effects that come along with these things. And there's damage you could be doing, and you might not get the effect right then and there, but the damage could be done and then it affects you later on. So, it's just, it's good that one, we can optimize our health and know, and not just by bro science, but know that this is going to be okay for us, and we can monitor this and we can live life to the fullest. And we don't have to be like before where, you're just getting old. That's a part of getting old. You're aging, deal with it. It is what it is. We can do some things like Mastopane and give you some erectile dysfunction medications, some antidepressants, and you're just going to feel like crap every single day. So it's awesome that we have these choices today and we can go this route. Hollywood actors have been doing this for a long time, right? They have clinical doctors. They can get whatever they want. Like, I've seen that side of the business with concierge doctors, just like Michael Jackson or Prince or anybody of these other guys. The way that they died from some of these drugs, they had a physician giving them these drugs. So it's not unheard of that some of these actors were getting some of these drugs to get to the transformation that they wanted to get to, but it was never talked about. And now it's coming forefront. Like I said, before it was more taboo. I think now the education's out there. People are more aware of these different things, especially hormones. And at that point, people are starting to get into peptides. And I think it's just going to get even more heavier as far as that goes on the side. And a lot more people are going to be talking about what they're using. Before, a lot of people would just shut up about what they were using if they were using, whether it was a guy using anabolic steroids or, a person maybe using Ozempic back in the day. Because Ozempic's been around for a long time, right? It's been around for a long time. And we know a lot of actors, and we know a lot of people have been using it for a long time. So, it's good that people are coming forward and saying these things.
I'm with you on that. I like the casualness, because it's, if you get away from the bodybuilding world or the health and fitness world, it's just people that want to live and be healthy for their entire lives. And so they're just like, yeah, if this is hurt, I'll fix it.
Right.
And that's the great point about Titan Medical. And I was saying this before you jumped on today, that the one cool thing was people know where to go now. And then also they can trust somebody. That was the big thing, I think, is now with all those companies jumping up and coming out, again, I go back to some of the companies that I knew of that were just absolutely charging and the most healthy individual telling them, hey, you need like 15 different things to make sure that you're doing all right. And it's like, dude, you need one.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And so the great thing is that you can trust somebody. And so that Titan Medical, again, will put you on the least to help you optimize your health. And then if you want to go, and I think I know who you're talking about with my friend that went over there.
Yeah.
Already like a superhero.
Yep.
And again, you just never know. You know, young cat, testosterone was in the tanker. So to just do that and be like that now, it's great. It's great. And now
Absolutely.
the only problem with all this is that I got all these friends that are just like superhero looking stuff, and they're sending me videos, and I'm like, you know, it's like, dude, you really do look like a superhero.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like,
Circle
right?
of superheroes. I love it.
I was talking to Frank Grillo this morning, who is finishing up this next season with Stallone, and we were just talking because I don't think people realize that he was a wrestler, legit college wrestler, and it just him still crushing it like he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Again, at his 60, I think 59. I don't want to say he's wrong, but he's in that range of late 50s, early 60s, and phenomenal. Just a superhero walking guy. And we were talking about how his training right now is like probably some of his best training he's ever done in his life, which is great. Which is great because he has Superman coming out. He's got this show and plenty of other.
Yeah.
But again, it's just another reference for people to go, oh, okay, so I can look like this stage. It's cool.
Absolutely. It's I don't know. It's been a game changer for me. I know it's been a game changer for anybody else out there for sure. You know, even if, you know, you're not in movies, you're not a star or anything like that, like just to live life daily and to improve your quality of life overall. And that's a number of different things. And that's honestly like, that's the goal, to live a long time and to have a good quality of life.
With that being said, what do we got this week over at Titan Medical?
So listen, what we did was, because summer is coming, guys, I think we're like 20 something days out or something like that, around there. And so we extended the 10% weight loss thing. That was a huge hit last week. So a lot of people called about it this week, and I was like, you know what, I'll extend it out, because the weekend I got a whole bunch of people come through. So we're extending the 10% off all weight loss therapies at Titan Medical Center. Anything that we do, you'll get 10% off of that therapy. So super great pricing. So if you're ready to start getting lean, if you're ready to start getting that cut for summer, we've got what you need. We will personalize a regimen for you. Nothing's cookie cuttered here. So at that point, you know, whatever you're trying to achieve, we're here to help you achieve. With health, this is the number one priority. So we're not just trying to get you aesthetically ready. We want to make you overall ready, inside and out. So at that point, you have a good foundation on the inside, and on the outside, you have a beautiful epicenter of your body, right? And it reflects that to everybody else out there. And when they come up to you, not only we say, what are you doing? Because you look great. Well, you know what? I'm also feeling great. I know a lot of people out there, they might look great, but they don't feel so good because of some of the different things that they're taking. So at that point, not only will you look good, but you will feel good. And by doing this, you will enjoy more of life because you're feeling good. Think about it. If you're sick, right? And even if you had a common cold sick, you don't feel good. And you know what? Everything you do kind of gets tapered down. And that could be your attitude towards everything that's going on, right? Or it might make you a little slow because you got some brain fog. When you're feeling optimal, man, you're processing quick. You're in a better mood. You might be more patient with people too as well. That's a big thing, because when you don't feel good, you're more irritable. So that's, you know, more inclined to, you know, have a shorter fuse. And at that point, you know, you're able to perform better. And this is not only in the bedroom or in the gym or maybe on your job, but at that point, you know, you're able to perform life better. So, you know, with all this, it's you taking a hold of your health and ultimately helping us, or we're helping you steer the ship to its promised land.
Johnny does live it, though. Johnny lives it. I said this from day one when we met. Man,
Got him, man. Got him.
you're a worker, but you enjoy life as well, man. So
I think you got it, man. I mean, listen, we're only here a short time, and we always say it. And like everything that's going on in my life, especially right now, makes me more humbled and understand that more than ever every single day. Every single day, I'm like, man, I'm humbled even more than I was the day before, and that's kind of crazy, you know. I mean, I think at this point, like some people aren't humbled or every day. They just forget about it, and they, you know, they accept it, and they, I don't know, man. They go on, and at that point, they're not humbled about things. You know, as you get more things, you accumulate more things. You know, in life, you start thinking, well, you just become complacent about it. You don't think about it as much, or its priority, or how much value it has. And I think at that point, when you get humbled in those certain situations, it really does make you appreciate more everything that's going around you, and that's everything, literally everything. So I like that. I appreciate that just as much. So thank you, life, for humbling me in every way aspect. Thank you, God.
let's go into some questions.
All right. It says, yo, Mike, any tips for improving overall hydration for someone who trains very hard and has a physical labor job of 8 hours a day? Recently had blood work and severely dehydrated. Thank you. Well, I mean, you know, when you do this, right, you want to hydrate over the day, but I mean, you can sort of be like a camel to a certain extent where you can start, you know, pre-hydrating in the morning. You don't want to drink too much, obviously, but you definitely want to start trying to get in more aspects of water per day. That's more in the morning. If you have a hard labor job, you're still outside. You still should be able to have a cooler. And it's just like when you're in the gym and you're training, at that point, every so often you go down, you get some water, you drink the water, you keep hydrating, because if you have a hard labor job, physical labor job, and if you're outside or even inside per se, if you're inside, you at least got air conditioning, hopefully. But if you're outside in the sun. And here in Florida, you're sweating your butt off. What does that mean? You're losing fluid. So all that fluid you're losing, you got to replace that and make sure that you're staying on top of it and add more fluid in so you're hydrated. Not only you're replacing what's getting lost, but you have to start adding more into as well for the way the body functions. So at that point, my thing to you would be drink more water in the morning. Start bringing a cooler outside and drinking. Set a timer for at least every hour or every half an hour, something of that aspect, where you can just reach down, drink the water real quick. Don't take a break, because your boss can be like, hey, man, you're on my time, not yours. And you only get one break a day, and that's half an hour to eat. So you already got your break, so go back to work. So don't make it a big thing, but I would definitely have that there and stay hydrated, because they don't want you falling out either at work. You know, that's a whole nother thing as far as it goes for workman comp and stuff like that. So I'm sure they're not going to deny you water if you want to hydrate. I wouldn't, for sure. And if your blood work says this, I would definitely, you know, depending on what that blood work looked like, because usually when you look at blood work and you look at dehydration, it's a direct effect on the kidneys. So usually look at BUN, creatinine, and EGFR. And usually those would be in the toilet or high. So at that point, like, make sure you're hydrated. That's the best thing to do. And then when you get home at night, you can hydrate then too as well. So at that point, keep drinking water. Set a goal for yourself. The best way to set a goal too is being able to measure. And that means in the morning, you get a cup, you look at what that cup is. Is it 32 ounces, 64 ounces, whatever it is? Drink it and drink it on the way to work. When you get to work, have something like a liter or whatever it is you can do where you can measure, and you know how much water you're taking. Then when you get off work, obviously you know how much you've drank to that point and how much more you need to drink. I would aim to at least a gallon to a gallon and a half of water if you're working outside, maybe 2. I see some of those guys drinking 2 gallons of water. I know roofers, and I know guys that do landscaping. Most of them do that, and they wear like insulated clothing now that keeps the hydrate. It's so weird. Like some of these different clothing that's coming out, it's super cool.
Yeah,
super cool. So I mean, if you can do that too, I would do that aspect as well.
I do 1,000 milligrams of sodium and 60 grams of dextrose in my water in the morning. Throw that in your first gallon of water. That way the body utilizes the water better. Great one, Johnny. Great one.
Yeah, electrolytes for sure. Would you still step on stage if you're lacking an upper chest but have everything else?
Now I answered this. I want your take on that.
I would wait till I had everything down before I stepped on stage. I'd give it your ultimate best, especially if you're lacking chest. I mean, chest is a big aspect. I think everything is to a certain extent, right? I mean, everything has to be symmetry and it all has to be size wise the exact same to a certain degree. So I would definitely work on my upper chest and then get on stage. And that way, like, listen, I gave this my ultimate best. I think I look really good at this point. Let me go up on stage. They'll break you down. You'll go against people that, that you think that you can beat or maybe not can beat. And at that point, you'll see where you come out. But at least you have everything together before you get on stage. It's like doing something half-ass. That's how I would look at it. I would want to get my things all together before I move forward. And that's how I'm in business. You got people that rush into things and do things half-ass and they don't fully get everything that they should 100% or even fail. And at that point, you have people that prepare. Not saying the prepare is a guarantee, but being prepared is a lot better than rushing into things, I think, to a certain extent. I mean, there's certain things you have to go fast, but a lot of things I would look at and make sure that all detail is there before I stepped on stage. What did you say, Mike?
I said jump on stage.
Oh, shit.
No, don't. Different opinion, just fine.
Shit.
That's what we're here for, kid.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'll tell you this, though. Mike is the pro in this aspect. Don't listen to me. I never stepped on stage. I live a lifestyle, but I never stepped on stage. So if Mike tells you to step on stage, I would follow his reference. And
The only
his
reason
opinion.
is hopefully they're teens and stuff, and or their early 20s, and to get on stage is a big step. It's like the guy. I guess the analogy would be you're always going to be a white belt, and so the hardest belt to get in jiu-jitsu or anything is the white belt. Just going in and starting. And so stage is a different world is the only reason I say that get on stage. You take 15th, great. You at least know where you're at. You know what you're working with. And you get the jitters of being on stage.
That's good too.
Get in the mix. You don't,
Hey, that's
you don't
good
learn
too.
to swim by reading about a book, water. So
And you know what? I guess that's true too. I guess you got to get some practice in. That's the best practice.
get up there, make it
Yeah.
happen.
See?
I think anything. I don't know. It's just my opinion that anything. I want to act, but I'm going to wait until I got 10 years of acting. Well, it doesn't work that way. You might have a look that you can get a gig next week, or you might just doesn't matter.
True.
And this is like elite actors saying this that they're out there and they're pushing it and they get nothing for decades, even though they're incredible at their craft. Where the guy that had the look, who's not that good, gets the job.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Or who you know.
yeah, the world doesn't work that way. So you're living your own journey. You got on stage, cool for you, man. Props. You went through the whole process and got up there, ass kicked, or you won. Doesn't matter.
I agree.
Here's the next one from my
Which
boy.
is better for growth? 5-day split, one body part a day, or 6 days, 2 body parts a day? I know you don't like the 2 body parts, especially big body parts in a day. I usually work 2 body parts in a day. So that's just me, and I don't have as much time training, but at that point I do 2 body parts a day. And I probably shouldn't, but this is the way I've trained for such a long time, I guess. It's just become a part of me. And so I get somebody that trains me every day. So that's what I would do. I would do definitely 2 body parts a day. And at that point, I would run it like maybe 5 days, run it 5 days. I would do a rest after 2 days, 1 rest, 2 days, 1 rest. If you can't get it in though, and you got to get the 3 days in straight or 4 days in straight, then you got to do what you got to do too as well. So that's just not making an excuse. Like if I know like before I went to North Carolina last week, I knew I was like, listen, I'm probably not going to be able to get to train too much when I'm out there because I'm there with Sharice and she's going to need me. So at that point, like I was like, I better get in all my days before I leave. And that's what I did. I went and trained every single day before I left. So I did 5 days of training straight. But then I gave my body at least like 3 to 4 days off, I guess, of training. So, I gave my body more than what I would normally give as a rest, which I think is good. And then when I came back to training, this week, actually, I didn't lose any strength. I was pretty good. I was fine. I felt good. So, I think everything worked out for me. So at that point, that's what I do.
Let me take a different approach. I was on cardio last night, and they said, "So what's the best cardio?" It doesn't work that way. What's the best workout plan? Doesn't work that way. And I think this is what biggest issue with people, that they think there's a certain program. It's what program is working for you at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do I like 2 body parts? We love 2 body parts. I know that you don't think I do, but I do at a certain time.
Right.
And it has to correlate with the nutrition or what I'm getting ready for, or is my body responding to it? And so I get the understanding of somebody wanting to ask this and get it's the 5 days. That's it. Everybody here, go get on that. You're going to gain. It doesn't work that way. For everybody that's here, maybe go do 6 days, twice a day, and crush it for the next 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's going to adapt. It's going to slow down, and you're going to have to switch. And that's why I'm saying it doesn't work this way. The body is an amazing thing that's only there to protect you and keep you alive. That's it. You have to continuously trick it to get growth, to get stress to the body where it keeps building. That's where I would come down to. So whatever plan you like and you'll do, great. But there's not one plan that works for everybody, and one plan doesn't. Yeah, unfortunate.
You mean I gotta figure?
You got to figure it out. You mean it always changes?
You mean I gotta walk into the dojo?
You got to go into the dojo to tussle. Sorry, fellas. At the end of the day, it really comes down to that. And then if you know your body, you know how to switch it up. So
It's true. It's true.
the only reason I'm saying that is because last night I was doing cardio, and I'm just like, this cardio is working for me right now. In 4 weeks, it might be done. So great. Now I got a machine at home to do cardio on, but that machine ain't going to get me nowhere.
Right.
It's actually going to take me down and cause more damage than anything else, because now I'm just being repetitive with half the benefits and getting mileage.
Right.
Where I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, I thought cardio was cardio. I thought if the heart rate is in a certain spot, it's just going to automatically work. It's a cool thing about it. It's a continuous chess match.
It's true. I mean, it's constant struggle, man.
Yeah.
If your life was a book, what would this chapter of your life be titled?
Well, that's a great, Johnny. I need to hear yours.
The Golden Age.
Ooh.
Everything's happening. The Golden Age. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in the Golden Age. I'm in my 40s. Got my family. I got my business. Working on my body, working to get it back to where it needs to be. And I'm a little broken down, but at that point, it's the Golden Age for me, man. I mean, I believe that all the way until I die now. As long as God keeps me healthy, that's it, man. I think we're truly in the Golden Age. I'm seeing my son, go through his teenage years, become a man. That's awesome. And I'm getting to spend time with my people, and at that point, I'll get to spend more time with my people coming up in the future. So I'm happy and excited about that, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, I would say the Golden Age, man. I mean, I don't know how it can get any better. I mean, I'm blessed for what I have, and just at that point, obviously,
that's you said something nobody will get that except for me, because of the fact that I know what you're going through right now in life, and for you to be so appreciative to the battle. You're one of these people that they talk about when the time is right, then I'll start living. When the time's right, I'll go on the vacation. When the time's right, I'll start the business. You really do live in the moment of, I'm going to enjoy life even in the rainstorm, which I wish more people would do. I wish I would do that better. It's impressive, kid. I'm proud of you. I'm proud to call you a friend and see you do this. And that being said, which is funny because I can correlate the fact that this probably for a lot of people, if they weren't, I know this, optimized, or your body wasn't functioning right, how much more emotional this could probably be and destroy you, instead of you going, hey, this is just life. That's the way it goes. It's not perfect. but
Yeah.
it's life, and I'm going to appreciate it. So
Yeah.
I give you props.
Thanks, man. My training obviously helps me through. People like you help me through. So that's it, man. I got a lot to look forward to. You know, life is here. You know, life don't stop, even if I'm gone or you're gone or whatever. It just keeps rolling. So at
Yeah.
that point, like, you know, it's just you can get down for a little bit and soak in it for a minute, but at that point, like, you got to get up, kick yourself in the ass, and be like, all right, what am I going to do? How are we going to resolve this? How can we make things better? And if you're breathing, you got your health. There's always a chance, right? I mean, every day is a chance to make things better, to do things better, you know, to be better. So, you know, you got to take the bull by the horns and do it. You know, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's coming to save you. You better save yourself. And that's the best advice that I can give, man. It's crazy. It's definitely crazy.
I don't have a title for what's going on right now. Yeah, I'll figure that one out. But it's a great question, though. Great question.
Still right.
Yeah, still writing this, baby. We're having fun right now, though. We have a TV show right now that we're filming that is absolute. You know, you read something and you think, and then you get there and you see how they're directing it, how they're shooting it, every aspect of it, the color of the production and the tone that they're using, the way the director is. And we got a great director. Well, this lady is badass. She's awesome. And it was so cool. So I've done some Disney shows and all that. And you know, you really got to be
PC.
It's PC. There it is.
PC.
You gotta really be like, Jeff, we're not joking around today. We're just don't. Yeah, they don't. Put the mask on. Stay out of the way. Yesterday was awesome because she used profanity and it was so awesome for me. And she was like, "No, this I need," you know. And I'm like, "Oh, I love you. Holy cow!" So
That's
it was
great.
a great crew. It was a great cast, and we're filming every day this week and night shoots as well. Today we got a night shoot. So I get to jump on here with you for a moment and say hello and everything, but then off to set. And so I can't give a title. I don't know what this is, except that I'm still doing it. The craft I love.
That's
Living it.
awesome. It's super cool, man. I can't wait to see it.
This
It's
is
gonna be good.
It's gonna be. It's funny.
It's gonna be good. I see, you know, Thaddeus, he's on a show with Tyson Beckford and what's the basketball Boozer. He's a basketball player. He was anyway. So they're on Bravo and they're like, you know, it's like a dating show for them. So he's going through that too as well. Or he did. He already filmed it. So it's pretty cool. It's cool to see my guys up there doing shows like that and
Doing their stuff.
I love it. I love it. You know, when one of us wins, we all win. And we just keep moving forward, just keep going stronger. It's awesome.
We already got that one.
All right. Any tips for improving overall hydration for someone who trains cardio 5 to 6 times a week? Thanks. So I think we touched on this a little bit with the guy that was working hard
Same guy.
working the hard.
Same guy.
Is that the same guy?
Right. Yeah, he just rephrased it and asked again.
Gotcha.
We got that.
All right. How much importance do you place on the negative of your lifts? I try to move slow on the negatives, I control the weight and not have it control me. It's good.
Yeah,
I try
smart.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of what I do. You want to control it. You don't want to just control you, especially when like you're doing like dumbbell presses and those things are just flopping down on you, man. That's not good at all. You definitely want to have some sort of control.
I just realized, I think I really learned this 30 years ago training with Robbie Robinson. You know, in the late 90s, I think I really noticed he really loads that first rep.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're talking about a guy that's right. You think about that. Think about how he loads it.
What does that mean? Because I understand.
You understand it. You don't.
To load a rep.
Yeah, to load a rep.
Is a very load. It's a loaded
Yeah.
statement.
Man, there's so many facets that are going on. But you got the shock.
That's what I did yesterday.
You know, you got this for the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even though it's going down, it's pushing up. You know, it's trying to keep that balance. And so I always think of that coil, or like Ed Cohen talks about it. Even though you're moving downward, you're still flexing upward and loading that weight onto the body. I think it's a smart way to sure that you're as safe as you possibly can be. You're also controlling a weight and telling it you own it, which
Right.
I absolutely love.
Of course.
And it's securing you in every aspect. And again, we want to stay safe as possible, do a good amount of weight, and move through the body. So I love the fact that you're doing that, and think more people need to do that at a
Absolutely.
younger age. I think this, again, because of my age or how long I've been doing this, people are going to say, oh, I'll do that then. I just said that 30 years ago I learned this. So use that form early on in your career.
Mhm. I like to do it now. It's a warm-up set for sure. Definitely slowing those negatives. What else we got here? As a 50-year-old, this show is my weekly check-in for all that's going on. That's awesome. Thanks, Rustic. We appreciate you, bro. Any other questions? ECA stack. What do you use for caffeine part of mix? So there's different dosages for ECA stack because people have different sensitivities to stimulants. So we have a low dose that has 12.5 milligrams of ephedrine, and it has at that point it has 100 milligrams of caffeine in it. It has 30 milligrams of aspirin. It has 1,000 micrograms of B12 and 1,000 micrograms of chromium. So it's really simple, really easy. We have our higher dose that has 25 milligrams of ephedrine. It's just double what the low dose is. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine, 30 milligrams of aspirin, 1,000 micrograms of B12, and 1,000 micrograms of chromium. We also have higher doses in some of these things too as well, but those are the two general doses that we give to our patients. So it's very beneficial. One, ephedrine and caffeine mixed together, or they work synergistically together. They're going to work great to stimulate you, give you good natural energy without overdoing it, right? No heart palpitations, not overstimulating you, and helping thermogenesis, right? Burning fat too as well. And that's key. That's what we want here. We want, one, to give you energy. We want to give you that good energy so you're out and being able to do it. Two, we want the body to be in a thermogenesis state, so we're burning fat as we're doing it or leaning out. So this is great for people. One, if you don't want to use a pre-workout, or you want to get away from energy drinks or coffee or any of these different things, then this is a really, really good go-to. This is something that I take daily. I don't take any pre-workouts. I don't take any energy drinks. I don't take any other stimulant whatsoever. I take one in the morning, and that literally gets me through my workout and gets me all throughout the day. And I'm not getting home and getting in bed till usually 10 to 12 at night. So, I might pass out when I get there and get to bed, but at that point, that keeps me going all day. It's great. And you can take another one per day too, depending on what your tolerance is. Mike, what do you think about high intensity training programs?
I don't know what that means.
HIIT programs?
Isn't it me? Is it HIIT, or they're talking about just like?
So, I'm just gonna assume he's talking to Mike Menzer again.
Mike Menzer.
Like HIIT programs, right? That's what I'm thinking.
That's the only thing I can think of. But you might not.
Well, high intensity training programs, could you be going in to lift weights? The intensities there, training programs there, it's high intensity. I mean, you could be doing a lot of reps at low weight too as well. I mean, so there's a lot of different things. You can go there and do HIIT training where you're getting on a treadmill and you're fasted and you're trying to burn calories like that too as well. So I guess there's different meanings for HIIT. So at that point, more clarification would be needed.
Yeah, if this is referring to Mike Menzer, high intensity, then yeah, I think all lifts should be performed in very intense. So hopefully that helps you out, my friend.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a program that goes into the gym goes half-ass programs. Right?
I don't know. I think that's done by probably about 67% of gym goers as is.
Yeah, but they don't realize it. They think they're intense. I'm so intense. No, you're not. You're just bouncing around, my friend.
Yeah.
Go.
It says, I love training 6 to 7 days a week, even intense CrossFit, but you stress avoiding overtraining for long-term health. How can I balance my passion for hardcore with your recovery and longevity advice?
I think you might have misunderstood me. Mileage is mileage. If you like training, you're going to train. So just keep that in mind. So I'm not saying don't do CrossFit. I'm not saying don't go running. Don't do anything that's things that you like to do. That's beneficial. I'm just saying be smart about the mileage you're putting on your body.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. Makes sense.
So, and we knew this 40, 50 years ago. It's the low reps with as heavy weight possible for true longevity and stimulation to the bone density and connective tissue.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's becoming an XO on the TED Talks and all that. Now they're all coming out and starting to say this stuff. And it's like,
what, lift heavy weights?
Yeah, it's lift heavy, and keep the rep range low.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we know that.
Just regurgitated, man.
Recycled. TED Talk, right? It's not a woman on TED Talk telling you that's a doctor. Now even though you actually have the visual of people telling you that are doing it,
yeah.
No, Robbie's wrong. That can't be right.
But the medical community is usually like 10 years behind the bodybuilding fitness community in some of these different aspects too, as well. So, I mean, I know some people in the fitness industry that know way more than some of these doctors do. So, at that point, it's kind of messed up. But until it's there in clinical data, yeah, I heard one guy, like I've seen one guy, and you know who this guy is, and I'll talk to you about whoever after this. But he's a doctor, and I was just browsing through YouTube the other day, and like he's going on and on about BPC and pentodecarginate, like making straight up solo videos about how these things can hurt you. I'm like, and how there's limited clinical data on some of these different things, right? Because BPC was done on a whole bunch of animal trials and stuff like that, and they see some of these different things. And pentodecarginate, same thing, but at that point, like the clinical data is not as much. Okay, so what he's saying is the clinical data is not even there. So all we're talking about is placebo effect for patients. And I'll tell you what, I'm a patient and been using this for so long. It's helped me for sure, 1,000,000%. I don't know how many of our patients have went through these different therapies for different injuries,
right,
and raved about it. And their doctors raved about it and actually wanted to become patients because of it. So agreed, right? Clinical data might be a little low as far as what they've done research-wise. But in the last 8 to 9 years, if we took all the clinical data that we just had for our patients, that would be another thing. And then you add up all the different clinics around the country that have used this for their patients and have that data too. I mean, it's overwhelming. When you have a person that's, and for me, I need a total shoulder replacement, so this is never going to get fully healed. But for somebody that's tore a muscle or anything like that and have healed quicker than what their doctor told them, that's a true healing process. So that's just great. Even for when Sharice did her surgery out in North Carolina, right, this guy wants to get into preventative, right? And he's got a Florida license, the whole nine. So he's asking me about these peptides because he's a true believer. He's used them and everything like that. So he's like, use them on Sharice immediately. And this guy's not in the field. He's like, use on her immediately. Use everything at your disposal, especially the BPC and the TB500. Use it on her immediately to help her heal faster. Because we know, like, so it's crazy out there. You got some naysayers, and I don't know if it's just for views, but at that point, like knocking down some of these different things that we know that work, it's kind of crazy. All right, what's a good way to improve my lower back strength? I have some spinal lipping that causes minor pain from time to time. Still painful, slows me down. So I want to fight gravity better. Tips.
Go into the peptides.
Peptides are one thing. And the other thing is to start working on lower back strength. Start doing some of these different exercises to one is core. Core is going to be essential for lower back too as well. But at that point, really literally working on maybe some machines. There's some different exercises with dumbbells you can do too as well. It doesn't have to be heavy. Start building up and progressively keep building. And hopefully the pain will go down. You won't have as much and everything will be nice and tight in there and not loose.
Nutrition, make sure that's on point. Make sure that you're eating
Yeah,
foods,
that's
steak,
number one.
collagen, stuff like that.
Yep.
Help support the back, and then the BPC and the TB500, or the newer name. Sorry about that. The peptides help that out as well. And then, like Johnny said, start really focusing on developing a stronger muscular lower back to support.
Absolutely.
Again, I think most people run away from delicate spots.
Mhm.
And I love the fact that not only just the people out there that are doing this for a long period of time show you that actually pinpointing that area, strengthening it, helps it. Great question.
Absolutely.
Let's get a banger for the final question today.
Oh yeah.
Here's a statement while I find a banger.
Bet on MK for about a month and tossed on 7 to 8 pounds. That's awesome. That's a month.
Ooh, whoa.
That's a
Next time,
month.
post a picture. Let's
Yeah.
see this. I want to see this. I know.
I've been actually working on a different protocol for MK2 as well
I
with the
did.
providers.
Also, let us, Jeremy, know if your strength went up.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, listen, when you gain this much weight, IGF-1's going to be there. As long as you're eating, you're going to become stronger for sure, 100%. All right. Mike, what's one recovery trick or habit you swear by now that you didn't do in your 20s? Well, there's probably quite a few, huh, Mike?
Wow. More sleep. Probably number one. You know what? I think one of the biggest things, besides, you got peptides nowadays, you got ways to optimize your body to recover. Do that. Red light therapy, again, something I couldn't have done in my 20s. But I think I truly listen to the body now and remove all aspects of training. So you got to train your whole body per week. Well, I don't. I can train over a 9-period day. I can train over a 3-period day. So that's where I remove a lot of the early stuff to now. Instead of being so locked into, hey, Monday is leg day. Well, if my legs haven't recovered from last Monday, I'm mature enough to know I gotta take another day. So that's just something to listen to. And again, this is for you guys just as you continue to learn your body. That might not be the answer you want, but I just think just be smart.
I truly think peptides, like for recovery, peptides are going to be key. Obviously, listen, sleep, nutrition, water, these are the essentials. And we say this every time. So sometimes I don't say it out front, but that's number one. Like when we get past that, then it's like, all right, cool. Like what else can we do? So at that point, like for this, peptide therapy, BPC, TB500, IGF-1 therapy, this is going to help recover a lot quicker for sure, 1,000,000%. Plus being for preventative, as far as for the soft tissues, connective tissues, this is going to be great too as well. Because we know that muscle is going to grow a lot faster, get a lot stronger in these connective tissues that are in the body, like tendons and stuff like that. So ligaments, we want to make sure that that's good. And then at that point, like you can start adding on some of the different things. Mike said, red light therapy. I believe in red light therapy. It's going to be great for you overall. Some people want to start doing saunas. They do the cold plunge. You can do those too as well. But, as far as that goes, I think that nutrition is the biggest thing, sleep's the biggest thing, and then peptides after that. I think if you have those, the other things are great, but those are the meat and potatoes of what will really do some good damage per se to knocking out your recovery.
See, that's the cool thing. I couldn't do the peptides in my 20s because
Right. That's what I'm saying. New tools.
I couldn't do anything in my 20s except for food, sleep, and train because of the fact that the way I competed, I was always tested.
Right.
So imagine the guy nowadays that can do from red light therapy to peptides to everything. How much better this new generation will be than I ever could be. And so props to you guys for tuning in today. This is a great question because of the fact it goes along with who we're talking to here right now, the creator of Titan Medical, and what they can do for you. So all of you can be tenfold better than I. And I think that's cool for you guys, that you guys are here to listen and talk this and ask this question. Like the question earlier is the common person question: train 5 days, 6 days, one body, two. This is more impressive because the body reacts off of recovery.
Mhm.
You can only train as well as you recover. That's it. For anybody out there that's saying different, it doesn't work that way. You can only train as well as you recover. If you're not recovering, you're hurting yourself.
You know, one thing I could say is I think it's more valuable that you could do it back then than what they can do now because they have all the tools. You have more tools, it's easier to do. Back then, it wasn't. It wasn't as easy to do. Like you literally had to. You're just sleeping, eating, and training, right? Like as far as like peptides go, they weren't there. And you know, I mean, they're all natural to a certain extent, but I mean, it still gives a big one up on people
That's
nowadays
huge.
than back then. It just does. It does. And so many different peptides to do so many different things. It's like, damn, like where was this back then, right? Like, and then it's just going to get crazier and crazier as we go on. You know, as far as PEDs and all these other peptides that are coming out. So, you know, people are just going to get, I guess, freakier, stronger, and live a lot longer. I mean, that's what I see coming.
That's the fact.
You know,
And that's cool for me because I got
cool
a
for
young
me.
kid, man. It's like, well, I'll teach him everything that me and Mona did, but
Yeah.
then on top of it, he's got the capability of doing everything else. It's like tenfold.
Yep.
You guys don't even realize how lucky you are to be able to do that. That's
Wow.
badass for you guys. I'm just
Seriously.
glad that I got to do it at this stage of my career.
Yeah.
So I get to elongate my career because I go to Titan Medical and I utilize what they think I should be doing to make sure I'm working at 100%. So Johnny, thank you for helping me.
I appreciate it, man.
Thanks
It's an
for-
honor.
Thanks for doing what you do each week. And I know that things are crazy and you're just still pumping away. You motivate me, brother.
Thank you. You too. To me, I appreciate you, bro. Big time. You have no idea. Thank you.
Thanks for hanging today. We'll talk to you
Appreciate it,
soon.
guys.
Hit me up later.
I will definitely. Have a good one, guys. Have a good time at the show.
Big Johnny, always crushing it. You guys get on over to Titan Medical. Just let them know that Titan sent you. And again, real big recommendation is the BP TB 500 and the BPC. Again, glutathione, help you stay healthy, and so much more. And get your blood work done. Make sure you get your blood work done so you know what's going on. Like we talked about, we know, which is, you know, it's just the way the body is. Some people, like I said, Clark Bartram's at 1,000 at 62 years old, right? But we know 25 and 35-year-olds that their testosterone's in the tanker. So check to see what's working for you. Go for it.
Mike, I always want to say thank you for how kind you were to me at Smelly's gym a couple years ago. I'm the big guy you met in the lobby. I've lost 150 pounds as of this morning.
Congrats, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Very kind. There you go. Have a great day, guys.